Hey guys, I'm AJ. So Adam just kind of wanted me to run through a few things, just kind of how we go about setting up all of the guitars on Sunday. First is the gear. Use both guitars actually use a Line 6 Helix. It's an all digital, all in one, and we go direct to the front of house. No amps, no pedals, nothing else that can go wrong other than what's in this box, for quite a few reasons. The main one is consistency of sound. Every week I'm up there, every week I play, it sounds exactly the same as it did last time. Just when someone comes in and they hear a song, and then they may come back a few weeks later and hear that song again, we don't want it to be like, huh, that sounds actually different than they did last time. Consistency for us is very, very big. So I don't have to worry about if the amp's mic'd up right, if my pedals are messed up. Sounds exactly the same. Another reason is the ease of use. I can, once I make a song, every patch is its own song. And once I get a song dialed in and it's set and I play on Sunday, next time we play that song, I can just recall it back up and it sounds exactly the same as it did last time. Another one is within each patch, I can do up to 8 unique presets. So for any given song, I may need to have 5 or 6 different sounds for just my guitar for different parts of the song. And because it's all digital, I can preset each one of those. So when I change from part to part, it's just one button and it automatically changes all the it just automatically changes all of the parameters and everything of my effects to be right what I need for that part. As far as the Sunday goes, usually Monday or Tuesday I'll get the set list, and those first 2 or 3 days are spent listening to the songs over and over, especially if they're new songs that we've never done, and then listening to the guitar parts more than anything to hear any specific lead lines, melodies, any and all guitar parts that are happening. And I will also go into Planning Center, go listen to all of the MP3s, make sure that the parts I hear in the song are in those MP3s. If they're not, I will kind of re-record some stuff on top of them, on top of the MP3s with my guitar, so it kind of fits what I'm hearing when I listen to the song that I feel are the important driving parts of that song for the guitar. And once those are done, I'll finalize the Guitar 1 MP3s and the Guitar 2. Guitar 2 is always just rhythm. We set it up that way because if there's two guitars with a bunch of different sounds changing in this and parts, it's a lot more work for the sound guy to have to bring one up and one back and vice versa constantly throughout the set. So it makes everybody's life easy. Guitar 2 is just always just straight rhythm chords. Guitar 1 does all the leads with the delays and the reverbs and any lead lines, any prominent stuff. The majority of the time I actually spent in a prep for any Sunday is dialing in my tone and my sounds. As most of you probably know, tone in worship guitar is about 80% of it's not what you play. In fact, most of the time, less is more because there's so much happening on stage. An acoustic, two electrics, a bass, a drum, percussion, keyboard, piano, synth, backing loops, and tracks. So there's never a shortage of sound on stage. So worship is about playing the perfect part, not just, ripping, ripping and shredding on the guitar. So, and that's where the tone comes in. I mean, I've got anywhere from 3 to 6 different sounds in any given song. So, and a lot of the time, I have at least always some kind of reverb, some kind of delay, just so when I just play one chord, just let's see. So when I play some kind of a chord, it's not just dry, there's a little bit of just something to help kind of, fill it out. So, and but every part, every single type of delay, overdrive, reverb I have placed in any song is very, very specific. For example, songs like Alive, where it's upbeat, you have more of a percussive sounding delay to kind of drive it. This, something simple and clean, once you add your delays and your reverbs, now sounds like this. There, that's better. See, it just rings underneath it. I use that kind of sound a lot, obviously. And just kind of, like I said, less is more. You don't need to be ripping gnarly, crazy solos. It's all just about playing the perfect part. And it's those little things here and there, like the right amount of overdrive, the right type of delay, whether it's a bright, crisp, percussive style delay, or if it's a warm, analog, dark sounding to really set an ambient kind of layer that just sits right under the guitar. It's almost like having a keyboard pad just right under the guitar to just fill that space. So I pay very close attention to that kind of stuff. As far as the overdrives, I don't go too heavy. I tend to have 3 stages of overdrive, I guess. One is just, normal clean, which is something just kind of, and something with a little bit of light overdrive, And then the heaviest I'll ever go is maybe one more layer. I usually stack them on top of each other. I don't have one that does this sound, one that does this, and one that does this. I'll start with clean, and then I'll keep adding them in if I want more. Yeah. So, clean layer. First layer of overdrive. And finally add the last layer in. And when you add in dark reverb or the dark delay and a bunch of reverbs, and that's when you can get the those lead lines in the big open ambient parts. So reverb and delay is probably what I use more than anything to set the mood in the ambience, depending on if it's a bigger open ambient ballad song or if it's a kind of poppy and more rock and roll and upbeat song. Those obviously have crisp delays with only a couple repeats, as opposed to something that keeps ringing out. some of the stuff that we have the guitars play on stage is not actually on the MP3s, or is not actually part of the song itself. One example is the song "Alive." In the verses, there's no guitar parts, but when we do it at Crossroads, the guitar one doubles that kind of that synthesized lead sound that that. So, and you see that it really helps to drive that rhythm and the beat of the song and just give it more energy. Our style is as close to the records as possible, but with more energy. Whether it is an upbeat pop song, rock song like that, or one of the ballads, we don't try to go too crazy, too far, too much, this and that, but we like to do it with a little bit more energy, just because that's kind of naturally how our own style has evolved into. So that's kind of one part where that's not in the song. That's just like a light keyboard sound that's in the back, but I double it on the guitar, and it's very prominent in that mix, just to give it that extra energy, and especially that delay, that percussive style I was talking about, is what really drives it. That you see, I'm playing one note, letting the delay play the rest of them. So those kind of techniques to honestly make your life easier, because you don't have to play every note. You can let the delays and the effects do their work, which is, why they're there, why we use them. So, and then in the choruses, a lot of times, if there's parts where there's not really a distinct lead part and a distinct rhythm part, if it's just kind of two rhythms, rather than having us both play the same thing in the same voice, like, both of us just going, both of us, just going, you want it to separate and not get too muddy and have them clash. So guitar 2, maybe playing it, open chords up here, and then I'll play higher inversions of those. So I'm still playing G, C, G, but I'm playing them up here. I might be playing it like, just so it kind of stands out and it separates and it just fills the space more, rather than two guitar players playing the same thing. So a lot of times, if there really isn't any parts, I'll just find different inversions of the root chords and just kind of layer that on top, with a little bit of, backing delay to kind of fill it out, like. Because that's the big thing, more than anything, is just playing the right part with the perfect tone, so to fill just the right amount of space that's required. So yeah, I don't know. Let's see. But anyway, so to wrap it up, I guess I approach every song on a song-to-song basis. I have my core sound that I start from when, dialing in my sounds. Like, I use the same amp model and the same speaker cab model every time, and then it's the overdrives and the delays and the reverbs and the choruses and the tremolo and all that stuff that I add around it for that specific song. So yeah, just kind of take it on a song by song basis. Make sure that everything I hear that's key in the song is there when we play live, whether it's guitar or keys or in the backing tracks, just as long as someone. But if it needs to be played on the guitar, then you know, then we'll make that happen. So play the right part, not the coolest part. That's what I say. All right, guys.